Hello, welcome to the setup and overview video for this HTML crash course. So what is HTML? Let's cover that first. So HTML is the language of the web. Simply put, if you've been on a website, it will have used HTML as part of the website. There are several other languages that it might have used: CSS for styling, JavaScript for scripting, and back-end code as well, something like PHP for example. But HTML and CSS, they are the core fundamentals of the web. So if you're new to HTML, new to web development, you really want to start creating websites, whether that's dedicated websites for the web or something like a hybrid mobile application, this will serve you very well. With all of these videos, there will be source code, and the source code is available on our GitHub page. If you check in the description, you can get access to that free good stuff. So HTML, what does it stand for, you might be wondering? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Like I said, it is the language of the web. A few prerequisites before doing this, series really, and doing this video. You don't really need much knowledge beyond just basic computing knowledge. When I say computing, I don't mean computer science really. I should have just said just general computer usage knowledge. So how to navigate your computer, how to create files. So really basic knowledge. You don't need anything beyond that. I'm doing this on a Mac, but the process is virtually the same on Windows, Mac, Chromebook, so Linux in general. Theoretically, you could do this series on a phone because you can save files on something like Android and then open it up in a web browser. But obviously, chances are you're going to be doing it on a computer. So the next thing that you want is some sort of text editor. You might be thinking, great, I've got TextEdit on Mac or Notepad or WordPad or something along those lines on Windows. Though those are note-taking applications, text editors, and they could and will work for web development or development in general. They don't have features like syntax highlighting, which highlights certain parts of your code based on the language that your application is set to, so it's just easier to program, and also indentation and just other features that are suited to programming. It's like Word is better for word processing than Notepad or WordPad. That's the same principle for web or just coding editors. I use Sublime and Brackets. Those are my favorite at the moment. Sublime because it's very lightweight. Brackets because it's very lightweight, but it provides a lot of features as well. I'm just going to be using Sublime for this video series just to keep it simple. Both of these are cross-platform, so you can just Google it and you'll be able to get a Mac link, a Windows link. So check them out. So yeah, let's open up Sublime, any text editor that you have, and let's just save the file. So let's just save it, go to desktop. I'm just going to save it in a folder called HTML. I'm going to call it index, and you do .html. Doing .html identifies it as a HTML file because it adds the file extension HTML. You can name it index or home, and what that does is if you open this folder, it automatically looks for an index or a home file. If you can't find it, then it'll give you an error, or if you explicitly specify a file to open, then it'll open that file. So generally speaking, index.html is a file that you will have on your website. So let's save that, and as you can see down here, it's changed this to HTML because there's a bunch of languages supported, and now we've got HTML. So we can start coding this up. First thing we want to do is put the doc type. So you put less than exclamation mark doc type HTML, and this just states what HTML version you're using. This is a simplified one for HTML5. The older HTML versions like 4.01, XHTML, their doc types used to be huge. Actually, I just want to show you how big some of those doc types used to be. Let's get some of the really long ones. So yeah, the doc types used to be this long to specify what HTML version you're using. But luckily with HTML5, they've made it a lot simpler, which is fantastic, which is good for us. So I remember when I was originally doing web development, I had to use these sort of doc types. Once you've done that, you want to create a HTML tag. That's what these are. They're called tags. Anything inside angle brackets is a tag, and any tag needs to be closed. So you do /HTML. That is how you close it. You start it by doing less than, the name of the tag, then greater than. And to close it, you do less than, / name of the tag, greater than. And anything inside of it is a child of this parent tag. So within here, there's two main sections. There's the head and the body tag. So let's do head. And let's do, oh, it's automatically filled. Yeah, that's another thing that something like Sublime does. It automatically fills out code, so it helps development. And let's do body. Save that. So in the head tag, you'll have stuff like meta tags, which is just information to describe your website. So for example, you could put who the author was. You could help SEO, which is search engine optimization, with keywords and other meta tag as well, data. You can have a title. So let's just put a title right now. Title. And this is what appears in the tab section. So I'm going to say awesome website. So if I save this, go back to my web browser, this is the title right here. Let's just minimize that. And then below this, you can have stuff like, you can include style sheets, CSS files, and script files as well, JavaScript files. Generally speaking, you'll probably include JavaScript files at the end just before your closing body tag. The reason for that is CSS you would include before because it's the visualization, the design of the website. You want that to appear first. JavaScript files, they're usually not as important for the initial look and feel of the website, so you load them after, so the website just loads faster. To do a comment, if you know what a comment is, great. If you don't, simply put a piece of text that isn't run, but it's great for describing parts of your code, because as your code expands and it becomes really big, as it will when you create any sort of reasonable sized project, it can become difficult to read it, especially if you're going back weeks or months later and you're just like, what the hell is this? This is a great way of writing some basic descriptions which aren't run. So if I put style sheet link, so this is where style sheet links like CSS will go. We'll be covering that in a later video. This is JavaScript links. And in here, we can now just put some text so it displays. I'm going to put hello world. Save that. And now to run this file, all you have to do is go to your file, double click it, you're opening in your default web browser, and as you can see, it's now opened up. Here's a little trick. If you're using probably any modern web browser, if you right click anywhere, go to inspect, you can see all the front end code, which is stuff like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And as you can see, we can see the comments, but they don't actually appear on our website. And we can see the hello world text as well. We see the awesome website title. That's it for this simple setup and overview of HTML. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on our education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. Also, I recommend that you just have a look at this, experiment with it. There's not much to experiment with, but change the title, add a bit of text, have a look what comments can do. Try commenting out code. That's a very powerful feature for developing. And I will see you in the next video. And I hope you have a good day.